Students, to the video lecture Nucleophilic Substitution Reactions Part 6. In this part, firstly I will discuss about what is ambident nucleophile. Ambident nucleophile means those nucleophile which can act with its two sides. For example, Cn minus, it can act as a nucleophile from carbon side also as well as from the nitrogen side. For example, you can see here in CH3Br the electrophilicity of carbon atom is not very high and it behaves as a soft electrophilic site and attacked by soft donor carbon of Cn minus ion by SN2 process. You can see it's a soft hard soft. You have learned about hard soft acid base. So both carbon and this carbon are both are soft side. So this carbon will attack, this carbon side will attack this one in a SN2 manner. But with AgCN, you can see in first step we know that AgBr will be precipitated out and we will get a CH3 plus type. This is the transition state and this is with a CH3 plus type characteristics. So now CH3 plus is a hard electrophile. So hard donor like N minus will attack it, forming the product CH3NC, methyl isocyanide, MIC, that is the MIC gas, which is responsible for Bhopal disaster. So in with AgCN, Ag plus promotes the removal of Br minus as AgBr, creating strong electropositive carbon, a hard electrophilic site. Then the hard donor nitrogen attacks the carbon by SN1 manner, producing CH3NC. Now, what is phase transfer catalysis and SN2 reactions? If we consider 1-chlorooctane or decane, etc., that is long chain compound, which is generally we know that it is soluble in organic solvent like decane, etc. When reacts with NaCN, NaCN is a ionic compound, so it is obviously soluble, will be soluble in water. So this type of substitution reaction is not smoothly possible because both the solvents are different. So making this type of reaction smoothly is possible, a catalytic amount of PTC, that is phase transfer catalyst, is added to the reaction mixture. A phase transfer catalyst is generally a quaternary ammonium salt. You can see this is quaternary ammonium salt because it is polar, because it has non-polar alkyl group which is soluble in non-polar solvents, but it is also soluble in water because of it is a charged species, so it is also soluble in water also. Therefore it can act as a mediator between the two immiscible solvents like decane and water to transport the Cn minus ion to the non-polar layer for smooth running of the SN2 process. So if we carry out the reaction in decane in presence of PTC catalyst, NaCN water at 105 degrees centigrade, we will get our desired product in 95% yield. Another type of PTC is crown ether. Crown ether, you have seen the structure of 18 crown 6. It is look like a crown, that is you can see 18 crown 6, that means it has 6 oxygen sites and overall 18 atoms, both carbon and oxygen. Crown ethers are able to complex various metal ions through ion dipole bond with oxygen atom. You can see Because the metal ion are charged species, positively charged species, so they can quickly bound by the oxygen lone pair. The new cation is alipophilic on the outside, that is fond of fat and has positive charge buried inside, like the metal ion. The lipophilicity makes it soluble in organic solvents of low polarity. When it enters in organic solvents, it gets anion with it. The anion is shielded from the positive charge of potassium ion by the bulky size of crown, thus forming only a loose ion pair, and it is highly reactive. In this way, crown ether acts as a PTC catalyst. 12 crown 4 solvates lithium ion and 15 crown 5 solvates a sodium ion, and 18 crown 6 will solvate potassium ion. Their specific size, because of the group specific size is specific, so it's specific for a particular ion. Now if we consider SN2 versus SN1 reactions, we have to see that if the reaction medium is Ki or NaI in acetone, this demands an SN2 mechanism. If the reaction medium is silver nitrate in ethanol, this demands an SN1 mechanism, because we know that silver chloride, bromide or iodide will precipitate it out, making the reaction smoothly to the formation of carbocation. If the medium is basic, look for SN2. If the medium is acidic or neutral, expect SN1 mechanism. Here is the full chart. You can see these are the summary of factors that determine SN1 or SN2 mechanism. In case of alkyl halide, this is primary and secondary. Mechanism is SN2. It is favored by strong nucleophile, usually with a net negative charge and in presence of polar aprotic solvents. If the alkyl halide is 3 degree tertiary, then mechanism is SN1 and it is favored by weak nucleophile, usually neutral and in presence of polar protic solvents. If the alkyl halide is secondary, then the possibilities of both SN1 or SN2, the mechanism depends on the conditions. Strong nucleophiles favor SN2 mechanism over the SN1 mechanism. For example, alkoxide anion is a stronger nucleophile than alcohol, so RO- favors the SN2 reaction and ROH favors the SN1 mechanism. Protic solvents favor the SN1 mechanism and aprotic solvents favor SN2 mechanism. For example, water and alcohol are polar protic solvents that favor the SN1 mechanism, whereas acetone and DMSO are polar aprotic solvents that will favor the SN2 mechanism. So the summary here is that factors, if we consider the nucleophile, in case of SN1, nucleophilic strength is not important, because we know that the rate determining step is the formation of the carbocation. In case of SN2, it needs a strong nucleophile. If we consider the substrate, in case of SN1, 3 degree prefers over the 2 degree. In case of SN2, methyl greater than primary, greater than secondary. If we consider solvent, SN1 enhanced by more polar solvent and SN2 enhanced by less polar solvent. If we consider leaving group, good leaving group important to conform carbocation in case of SN1, and in case of SN2 not as important but enhances reactions. If we consider kinetics, in case of SN1, rate is only depends on the concentration of the substrate. In case of SN2, the rate of the reaction will depend on the substrate and nucleophile also. Stereochemistry in case of SN1, both inversion and retention, racemic product. Finally, we will get racemization. In case of SN2, we will get inversion only. Rearrangement. In case of SN1, rearrangement is common because carbocation is formed, so it will tend to more stable carbocation. If the carbocation is 2 degree, it will tend to more 3 degree carbocation if possible. So rearrangement is a more common thing in case of SN1 reactions, but in case of SN2, rearrangement is not possible. Now if we consider vinyl and aryl halides. Vinyl and aryl halides do not undergo SN1 or SN2 reactions because heterolysis of the CX bond would form a highly unstable vinyl or aryl cation. Now if we consider vinyl halides. If vinyl halides undergo SN2 mechanism, so backside attack of the nucleophile is not possible because backside attack would force the nucleophile to approach in the plane of the double bond. You can see it should approach from the plane of the double bond, which is not possible. If we consider the SN1 mechanism for vinyl halides, then first step, a carbocation should form, and the carbocation at the sp2 carbon, you can see it is a very unstable carbocation, making the rate determining step is very slow. So SN1 mechanism is not possible for vinyl halides. The similar case, the similar situation is also true for aryl cation. Now here is a chart. If the nucleophile is OH minus, then the product is an alcohol. If it is OR minus nucleophile, then we will get a ether. If it is a carboxylate anion, we will get an ester. If in case of carbon compounds, if the nucleophile is CN minus, we will get a nitrile. If it is an acetylide anion, we will get alkyne. In case of nitrogen compounds, in case of azide, we will azide anion, we will get an azide. In case of ammonia, we will get an amine. For sulfur compounds, if it is SH minus, then we will get a thiol. If it is SR minus, then we will get a sulfide. Now, how to carry out? If for example, we have this product, then how we will predict the structure of the starting material and nucleophile? To carry out the synthesis of a particular compound, we must think backwards and ask ourselves the question, what starting material and reagents are needed to make our product. If we are using nucleophilic substitution, we must determine what alkyl halide and what nucleophile can be used to form a specific product like 2-methyl-1-propanol, as in our case. So let us see. We should break our product into two halves. As we know that two components needed for a synthesis. Remember that the carbon atoms come from the organic starting material. In this case, a 1-degree alkyl halide, and the functional group comes from the nucleophile, OH minus in this case. With these two components, we can fill in the boxes to complete the synthesis. As you have seen, these are our starting material and nucleophile forming our desired product. Thank you for watching.